Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kristen and I am unboxing a special Sailor fountain pen. This is the Sailor 1911 Large and it has an extra fine nib. This is the finest nib that I have in my collection now. I've been inspired to add a Japanese extra fine nib to my fountain pen collection based on my experiences with my November 2023 currently inked fountain pens. This one does not come with a converter, but I do have an extra Sailor converter that I will use with this fountain pen. Okay, yes. There we go. We've got a converter in here. Let's do some size comparisons with some of my other fountain pens. These are my two Sailor 1911 Large fountain pens. Here is, I guess this is the standard size, 1911. Here's a Pilot Custom 823. And I've got a TWSBI Eco. Let's take this one out and put in an Aurora 88. And bring in an Esterbrook SD oversized. Let me take a look at these uncapped. The 1911 large is slightly longer than the regular 1911 size. It is shorter than all the others. Let me bring this one over as well. So this is the Platinum 3776 Century. So the Platinum 3776 Century is somewhere in between the 1911 and 1911 large. I usually write with this fountain pen posted. So let's take a look at some of these pens posted. I definitely post the 1911 standard size, the regular size. I do not feel the need to write with this one posted, but it will post securely. It actually feels kind of nice. I would not usually post the Pilot Custom 823 just because it's long enough in my hands, but it still posts really well. And I do not post the Esterbrook SD oversized pen. There you go. So yeah, it's not ridiculously long, but I'm actually fine without posting this pen. It's like the perfect size for me. Okay, so this is the Sailor 1911 Large, and I do still have on loan a Platinum President in wine red. Look at that. That actually looks like a brick red next to the Sailor's like deep, deep maroon red. It seems the gold is a bit more saturated on the Platinum fountain pen, like it's slightly more orange. But they're both like really, really saturated shades of red. The yellow gold portions seem to be a bit more subtle or less saturated than the Sailor gold. Let's take a look at them next to the Pelikan M800. So they are actually taller than the Pelikan M800, just a hair taller. And the gold is much more saturated, of course. This M800 nib is definitely larger, much more ornate. I think this is a new design on the Sailor fountain pen nib. It's much more simple. It doesn't have the 1911 actually stamped on here. Yeah, it looks nice. Okay, so now let's take a look at some inks to see if something would really match well with this pen. Among some of that's actually kind of nice. I like this deep green color with the burgundy. That's nice. That would be nice as well. Sailor Yoromeku Date Kokoro. Kind of bring in some of that, the purplish brown. I like that. I think I could do Date Kokoro. Bleu de Profondeur would be cool. Yeah. You know, I think I would be just fine doing a brown. Ooh, Andronopal looks nice. That would be nice as well. It seems to be a bit more brown than Andronopal, but I think it would be pretty cool to have like this pop of fuchsia magenta coming out with such a deep, dark, reddish colored pen. Pecan would be awesome. Kurocha. Yeah, sure. It's a bit more yellowish brown, but I think it'd still be nice. Diamond Safari, interestingly enough, yeah. Theodora, maybe not, but I'm not opposed to having a green. I think this is probably my favorite so far. Not a brown is nice. That would be cool as well. Ooh, Sabi Midori. Oh, I think I like that. I like that there's a bit of green in here, but then also it's got that reddish brown sheen. And I wonder what that would look like in this fountain pen. Now I know that since this is an extra fine nib, I'm not going to be able to see all of the details, all the characteristics of this ink color. I think I would still enjoy it. Okay, so that is contender. This is also a really good option. Kitsune Biori, it's possible. It is possible. Yamabudo, sure, absolutely, of course. And I like that that yellow sheen matches the gold trim of the pen. That would be a cool pop of color to come out of this pen as well. But I have this ink in another pen right now, so that would not be one of the options. That would not be something that I would want to do now. But Tatsuya Sabimidori is really nice. All right, let's take a look at some other inks. Van Diemen's Mandarin Duckwing is nice. And of course, any of these brown inks, I think I would love it coming out of a gold nib. So Chiguri Iro, Tsuyuki Kokoro, Georgia, absolutely. Riki Cha, Kokoro Guma, that's a nice one. Hana Gokoro, Sare Gokoro. Oh, that's nice. Yolog. Not bad. Not bad. Cool. To maybe have something that's just so dark. And I wonder if I were to put like a super dark ink in here, would it bring out some of those lighter colors? So for example, like right there in that corner, would that be the color of the ink coming out of this Japanese extra fine nib? The same thing with Cuttlefish Brown. If I would see more of this shade over here rather than like a flat black. Diamond Writer's Blood would match. Blood Moon. Ooh, wow. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, and I think those might be a bit too pink. If you had a pen like this, would you put a purple ink in here, like Hiroshige Nakamurasaki? Or do something a bit more berry-like L18 from the Pannonia Ink Laboratory? Oh, Alice Red is nice. I like that. How it's got this soft orangey shade that would be really complementary to the shade of this pen. Brilliant Brown is nice. Yeah. Diamond Ancient Copper, sure. Yeah. Oh, wow. This would be an option. Spiced Apple from last year's Inkvent calendar. Yeah, sure. But I would be a bit intimidated to put a shimmer ink in a Japanese extra fine nib. Let me know if you have any experience using an extra fine nib with a shimmer ink. Does it dry up? Does it clog your pen if you were to use a shimmer ink? Do you use very specific shimmer inks, ones that have the finer shimmer particles? So for example, I've got Diamine Winter Spice that has a really fine shimmer that sometimes I can barely tell that there's a shimmer. The only time I can tell there's shimmer is if I have light shining directly on that ink and it has like a bluish glow, which is actually shimmer particles. I would be okay with using an ink like that in this pen, an ink that has a very fine shimmer that doesn't quite look like shimmer because the particles are so small. So let me know what you think. I could do like a blue black. So something like Diamine Silent Night. If I were to do the blues, then I would probably do something that's much less saturated, a bit more muted, but I don't think I would go lighter. I would go darker like that. Let me do a quick dry writing sample, make sure it feels good. Yeah, it feels good. Oh, that feels really good. I'm so impressed by this. Hopefully, you know, when I finally ink up this fountain pen, I'm probably going to do it with Tatsuya Sabimidori. I'm looking forward to trying this out. So my interest was piqued. My curiosity was, activated back in November. So now I have a fountain pen permanently in my collection. And it's just one of the standard 1911 fountain pens that I found on eBay. So I wanted to purchase something that was a bit more affordable, just to be sure that this was something that I would enjoy using. I wasn't really intent on buying a Sailor fountain pen that had all the bells and whistles, you know, something that was like so fancy and so limited edition. I really just wanted a simple fountain pen with a good Japanese extra fine nib. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.